Hey y'all, this is Salmon Bear from the Roots of Change Agency, and the Fed announced on Wednesday that it will be cutting interest rates by half a percentage point, which is huge news. Let me explain why that's good for everyday people. So, interest rates are the extra percentage that you pay to borrow something. So if you have a mortgage, it's that extra amount that you pay to the bank. So when inflation hit during the pandemic because of the supply chains and then continued because of corporate greed, the Fed raised interest rates to make it more expensive to borrow and help curb inflation, while supposedly not messing with labor markets, aka jobs. The problem with that is that it squeezes everyday people on both sides. So we had to contend with high costs because of inflation on everyday goods like groceries. And it also made it way more expensive to borrow money. So our credit card debt, our mortgage, our car loans, that affects so much of our lives. And it also hurts small businesses. It hurts the ability to borrow money and grow. So the good news is that now that inflation is lowering and corporations are admitting that their inflated prices were increased because they wanted to grow their profits, the Fed is lowering interest rates by a much bigger percentage point than we initially expected. Bear's very excited about this. They are seeing that their actions are actually weakening the job market, and so they want to keep that balance, and that's why it is a much bigger rate cut than we expected. While I don't really agree with their tactics, and interest rates really are not a tool to stop corporate greed, this is a good decision to cut interest rates and keep cutting them this year. Jerome Powell promised that they would get from over 5% to down to 4.245%, which does not sound like a lot, but it is a lot when we think about borrowing money and all of this. So this is just a friendly reminder because we are approaching the November 5th election very quickly. We are trending in the right direction for the economy. It is not everything that we want. We need to be pushing a lot harder on corporations, taxing the rich, etc. But we need to keep that momentum up, and so that is why we need to vote for Harris Walz. Trump would be a complete disaster for the economy.